So I have Kashif Chhapra who has provided me his Dominar. Finally friends, I am reviewing this Dominar, this white color elegant Dominar, as you guys can see. Okay, so I've sat on this motorcycle before also, and I've done a short review, but I could not ride for long because he did not provide me the motorcycle. And finally Kashif has given me this motorcycle, and as soon as I sit on this motorcycle, even I mentioned in past, it is comfortable for me as soon as I sit. The only problem is the seat near the base area is a little wider, due to which my legs are actually completely on the floor. You guys can see that. However, if I wear flip-flops, I might lose an inch on it. So I might tiptoe a little bit. So people around 5'8" and above, perfect. Below 5'8", you might have a little problem riding this motorcycle, especially when it comes to putting your foot down on the floor. This motorcycle was bought in March. So I don't want to scramble it a lot, but I won't go beyond 100 as promised to him. First thing I notice is the clutch is very soft. Very extremely soft. I think nowadays everyone is making their bike clutch very soft, so it's easy to use. And we all know this comes with a slipper clutch system. And as I told you, I won't get very technical about this bike. It'll be totally a layman ride review. Okay. So the first thing what I noticed already from Andheri to Goregaon is that the bike is already heating up. And I asked Kashif, and Kashif also told me he is very sweet enough to share his problems about this bike. First thing is, I told him that please, as a rider's perspective, let my subscribers know how is this bike performing so far. And he clearly told me that this bike really heats up, and he's right. Just from Andheri to Goregaon, and he's coming all the way from Santa Cruz to my house, I can feel the heat near my thigh area. When these bikes heat up, they've been tested and trialed, so don't think something will go wrong with the motorcycle. It's just that if you've ridden around 400 or 500 kilometers continuously, just give a little breather time to the bike so that it gets a little cooler, and then you can ride again. So it's not a deal breaker for sure, because in the end it's a Bajaj motorcycle. They won't make anything which will heat up so bad that you can't ride this motorcycle. Okay. Second, we'll talk about moving this motorcycle, the maneuverability of this motorcycle, the way it tilts, the way it curves. I would give it completely 4.5 out of 5. Why? Because in the city it is amazing. And I'm not comparing this with the Royal Enfield 350, which a lot of people actually expect me to compare. The reason is both the bikes have a different ergonomics and different design and literally different kind of engine. Now curving this motorcycle at a high gear, very easy. Now let's throttle the engine a little bit. Pretty nice. I think I've touched around 80. So the pickup is immense. Alright. I think I should not compare this motorcycle with a Royal Enfield 350. I should compare this motorcycle with a KTM 390. However, the price is completely different. But in the end, we'll check how this bike performs. As you guys can see, I'm already at 80, 85. I'm at the 5th gear now, full throttle. Brake control, fantastic. Not bad. Okay, let's talk about the gearing system. Well, very smooth gearing system. I have no issues changing the gears. Very smooth. No worries with that. And one problem with the gearing system I would like to discuss. Okay, this is a little funny. This is actually as per my riding style, so do not make a big black spot on it. See, if I am at around 56 or 60 around, okay, now I need to switch to the higher gear because I'm at 4000 RPM already. Alright, now if I switch low, I go in this major aggression of the engine and could have an engine braking issue. So there is no mid-gear system. Either I have to be on a high gear, either I have to be on a low gear. I am not getting the perfect gear for that particular part of my riding experience. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that the gearing is wrong. I mean, 1 to 5 all gears, whatever I'm using, are good when I'm going in a flow. But at certain situations, like when I'm at 60, I have to go one gear down, but it demands a higher gear. So I find that a little different than my typical riding pattern. But that's still not a deal breaker, because every bike has its own kind of design and own kind of gearing system. But regarding shifting the gears, very easy. I don't think so you'll ever have problem turning this bike or changing the gears or doing anything to that. Let's try a hard braking at the speed of 90 or 100 or at least at 80. Okay, I'm at 80 now, and now let's brake this bike. So pretty good braking, and now let's accelerate. Feel and power is immense. You can really pop a wheelie on this motorcycle for sure. But after this bike, I would really like to ride the Duke KTM 390 and compare it. Power is good, but when you're throttling the engine, you can feel a lot of vibration under your waist, literally between your legs. But that's a common trait of Bajaj. I have had Bajaj Sunny, Bajaj Kawasaki 4-stroke, KB 4-stroke, if people know about that. Then I had a Pulsar 180. Then I had a Eliminator of Bajaj, because I've always been a fan of Bajaj. However, this Dominar is completely a new breed, the Naked Sport. I would call this a Naked Cruiser rather than calling it either a Naked Sport or a Cruiser or a Tourer. So I would name it as Naked Cruiser, because the styling is naked, but it can go for a longer cruise because the comfort level is very nice. And I'm sure Bajaj made sure that the comfort level is more important for Indian riders who go for these long trips. Regarding the handlebar, very nice. The stance is good, no pressure on my arms at all. Okay, I just found the handlebars a little nimble. Well, talking about these switches and the knobs and everything, they are decent quality, but I feel at a duration of 2 years or something, they might get spoiled. This is just my assumption. Alright, and I think this motorcycle would require a lot of service. I mean, the way the pistons are working, I feel this bike would need regular service. And we all know that the NS 200, the major problem was the chain loose issue. This bike also has this kind of noise near the chain area. Okay, if you guys can hear, I don't know, the mic can't reach there, but if you hear it now, I hope you guys can hear. So either the chain is loose or it's intentionally kept like that, but this is a typical Bajaj issue which I found out, and I thought that'll go away with the Dominar, but it's not. I feel it's still there. So I think to maintain this bike, the person has to keep servicing often. That's the main key of this motorcycle, to be up to date. And one big problem which people are discovering is that everyone stops the motorcyclist who's riding a Dominar that his headlights are on. That is really a nuisance. Even right now when I was coming, 4 or 5 kids told me, hey, your lights are on, your lights are on. And I saw another Dominar. I think even he's reviewing it. Yeah, so would I prefer this bike on a long ride? Say from here to Gujarat or maybe Goa? Yes, I can easily do that. I can make it like a tourer. I can saddle up, and I can just, the best part about this motorcycle is just I can just fuel it up, put my keys and leave for the tour I want to do. So no worries with that. It is very comfortable. The stance is straight, my back is straight. Now if you ask me a question, if this is a cruiser, according to me, a naked cruiser, then the Royal Enfield 350 also comes in cruiser category. So would I go for that or would I go for the Dominar? Now that's the question. If you're asking me, I would go for the Royal Enfield 350. Not because I'm biased, because I ride Royal Enfield. The feel of Royal Enfield is different, and only the Royal Enfield riders will understand what I'm trying to say. Dominar is a great bike. There is no complaint about it. I felt nothing wrong in this. The only thing is, I feel that maintaining this bike would be very similar to maintain a Royal Enfield 350. If the maintenance of this bike, according to me, would have been little low, I would have still thought about having a Dominar. But people who want to commute in the city and go to their office and still want to have a power of 400cc, then you guys definitely go for the Dominar. It's a beautiful bike. And now I will talk about something which is a bad news. I checked with 4 people who own Dominar, including Kashif, and he clearly told me he's not getting average more than 18 or 20. Now folks, if you're getting average of 18 to 20 for this bike, I would rather go for the KTM 390 2017, hands down. Even if I have to pay a lakh more for that, I understand, but that's a different breed. But that also comes in the naked sport, and I would go for a premium quality brand to give me that kind of average than actually go for a Bajaj kind of bike to give me a better average, which is not giving. And folks, I'm doing this honest review for all the riders who are about to buy the Dominar, because this is what 4 of the Dominar riders told me. They might be wrong, so do not catch on my words. Go to the Bajaj showroom, check on that guy, check on the engineer. Maybe I am wrong. So please do not say that, Raj, you were wrong, my Dominar is giving me 40 or 35. Maybe you're right, maybe these guys are not maintaining their bikes properly. But I can't tell them that all of y'all are not maintaining your bikes properly, because they know their bikes well. And that's why they honestly share that review with me. And I thought my job is here to let you guys know what other Dominar people are talking about. Okay, and when we talk about features on this motorcycle, the speedometer is brilliant. Yes, it has a nice screen which shows the time, kilometer, your fuel economy level, the odometer and everything which I mentioned in my previous video. So overall package pretty good, and power is immense. Braking is perfect. Smooth sail. The growl is nice, it's not too loud. So how's the balance? The control of this motorcycle is very good. Even when I'm on 100, I do not hesitate to stop this bike at a great speed. So the confidence level of this motorcycle really increases. And why does the confidence of this motorcycle increases? Because it has a very good control. Let's go full power. Okay guys, if you think this bike is under power, no ways. This has immense power. You should know how to ride it, and you should know where to use it. I'm just worried about one thing. I just hope squids don't ride this motorcycle a lot, because if they find out this bike has so much of power, they might love to do stunts on it and everything. And it's a very powerful machine. So I spoke about the clutch, I spoke about the gear, I spoke about the handling of this motorcycle, which is comfortable, and I spoke about all the things what a basic rider would like to know about this motorcycle. You're getting a 400cc naked cruiser at a very nominal price, and that's why this is pretty good. But only the major drawback which I feel is, according to my experience after riding this motorcycle, this bike will need regular service. Okay, I am sure people who already own the Dominar will agree with me. I am getting recently a lot of questions by new riders that should we buy the Dominar or should we buy the Royal Enfield Classic 350. They feel both are cruisers. Royal Enfield is more of a passion which they have in their mind all this while, because it looks beautiful and looks vintage and classic, and Dominar is more of a modern aggressive motorcycle. So they are confused, because few of their friends are saying, hey, go for Dominar because it's easy to maneuver and to move around because they are in college. So if you're looking for a college feel kind of a bike, like just to put your key, start and rush and go for your classes, pick your girlfriend up, go for coffees and immediately rush around, I think Dominar is a good bike. Alright, if you need a quick fix. But if you're looking for a bike which remains with you for a longer duration, and you have a passion towards vintage looking kind of motorcycles or classic looking motorcycles which has a history and background, then I think you should go for the Classic 350, because the Classic 350 does not have a good pillion setting. And if you are planning for a pillion ride, then you should either go for the Thunderbird 350 cruiser, or you should go for the standard 350. And if you're looking for if you don't care for the pillion that much and you're going to ride more, then go for the Classic 350, which is also good. Well, that's about the Royal Enfield choice. People who have certain choice, and like they say, go with your heart, right? If your heart says Royal Enfield 350, go for it. If your heart says go for the Dominar because you need it more for college and quick runs, then definitely go for the Dominar. It's a beautiful bike and I would give it a good vote and a thumbs up. Well, this was all about the Dominar, and if you like my review and if you have any questions, please comment below. Like the video. If you like it, please press that thumb button anywhere you see, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. And as usual, eat well, sleep well, be good. Signing off, Ride with Raj.